Alright guys, what is going on? My name is Joe, aka Cap.
I'm Dom, not Mysterio.
Got that.
And I'm Francis.
Whole lot of things have happened over the weekend. We had a premium live event going on, absolutely phenomenal show, and a couple of other news going on around the wrestling world, so let's dive right into it, starting off with everybody's favorite weeb, Francis Harrison. Francis, what's going on over in New Japan?
Well, New Japan is beginning their annual G1 Climax tournament, a two-block multi-man wrestling tournament they hold every summer to determine the main event of Wrestle Kingdom in January. By the way, Scott, our boy, is competing this year, so fingers crossed that he makes it all the way through.
Let's go, Purple!
Let's go, Gabe Kid!
Alright, we got that going on. Anybody interesting in there, other than your boy?
Not really at the moment. I don't think they even finished announcing the entirety of both blocks. Keep an eye on our TikTok for that one, folks at home, whenever there's a big bombshell announcement as to who will be participating in this year's G1. Although I'm frankly sure that our favorite Olympian freak of nature, Jeff Cobb, is participating this year. But that's it for New Japan right now. I don't really know if anything else is going on in the world of Japanese wrestling. Not anything big going on, you know?
Fair enough. Well, anyway,
AJ Styles has announced that he will be showing up in the #2 Japanese promotion, Pro Wrestling Noah, in a surprise crossover appeal, as we will call it, to face off against Naomichi Marufuji at Destination at July 13th.
At July 13th?
At July 13th.
Wow. I didn't know they could travel to a date like that. That's cool.
I'm sorry.
Travel! That's what the destination is.
Alright, before anything else, I deeply apologize to our fans that are listening through headphones, because holy shit was that loud.
Sorry, I'm just really excited.
It's a good thing there's this thing called editing.
Whew.
I am actually very excited for that because, to be honest, when Triple H said there's going to be new stuff happening that you guys aren't even thinking about, this was definitely not a fucking idea in my head.
I can absolutely guarantee you nobody was thinking about this.
Going to a Japanese promotion. Because, yes, even though AJ Styles is originally from there, but still,
not really.
Usually when you're in WWE, you stay in WWE. You never wander off. Usually.
Scott, you seem to forget that AJ was in like fucking ECW at one point.
No, he's been all around, but usually when you hit WWE, it's like, alright, you don't really...
AJ has quite literally been
They don't shove you anywhere.
Although I'm gonna be honest,
I think AJ's wrestled for every like major promotion except for AEW.
That is true.
Well,
that's crazy.
Where do you think he's heading
I'm
next?
surprised out of all the promotions AJ decided to stop to. He went to Noah of all places.
Yeah, I'm honestly shocked he didn't just go to New Japan to be in the G1 tournament.
That would have been something.
Well, to be in the G1 tournament, it's like a heavy commitment, and you'd probably be missing a lot.
Not if he's booked to lose in the first round.
I don't think that's true, but like.
Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but
didn't Shinsuke do that last year? Wasn't he in the G1 tournament?
No, I don't think he was in the tournament. He did fight Muda though in his retirement match. His official retirement match.
Yeah.
Because Shinsuke and Muta were tight.
And you know what? It just makes sense. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm very hyped for this. I was also very excited to hear that they're doing quite a few Japanese crossovers as of late. To be honest with you, because isn't Io Sky also gonna be at that pay-per-view?
I believe so.
I believe she's fighting somebody as well. Not to mention the fact that not too long ago, I'm blanking on the name of the tournament, but William Regal's son was involved in a tournament over there as well. The junior heavyweights.
Best of the Super Juniors.
Best of the Super Juniors. Yeah, I believe he was involved in that as well.
Yeah. I didn't even get to the Roman numerals.
So guys, I mean, you've all basically said it, but like, give me your thoughts on this, because I, for one, am very excited over this. I'm really loving this opening of the doors that WWE's been doing as of late.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm definitely liking that Triple H is being more open than Vince was. You know, because under Vince, they never would have did this.
Oh God.
You know, maybe he would have let Shinsuke do that match with Muta just because it's like his mentor and this and that. You know, but that would have been like a big deal, like a favor. You know what I mean?
And they would never bring it up.
No.
Exactly. It would never come up. It would never be a big thing. And they would probably write Shinsuke off TV or something for whatever reason. But under Triple H, it seems like, you know, they're allowing the guys to go, you know, do stuff with other promotions and everything, which is really cool. Like, obviously they're not working the indies like AEW lets their wrestlers do.
No.
Because like within AEW, if they want to work an indie show, they can.
No, but I'm gonna be honest with you, and I've said it on this show multiple times before. They need to be doing stuff like this, man. At this point, you know, the world is getting too. World's getting too connected for you to just ignore other wrestling promotions at this point. It's been getting too connected. It's good to see. It's past overdue, in my personal opinion. But it's good to see that there's finally just this acknowledgement that, like, other promotions exist.
Also, I just checked the block listings for the G1 tournament. Both blocks still have one spot missing, so there is a very good chance that the final two participants could be surprises.
Well, we will have to see, and as you know, folks, our favorite weeb, Francis, will be giving updates on TikTok throughout the entire time. Be sure to check out our TikTok at The Push Wrestling.
Sugoi!
I get annoyed with him every single time he does that.
And yet you do nothing to stop it.
Oh, I could do something about it.
I would prefer if you didn't.
He's gonna kick you from the recording.
Yes, I know he's gonna kick me from the fucking recording,
and he did it. Oh God! All right. Anyway, moving on to our next topic. Does anybody else got anything to say about AJ before we move on?
I feel like this is the perfect person if you want to start going into, you know, having certain superstars into the Japanese wrestling area. Obviously, it's the best part, and those of you who also want interesting, talkable topics, join the Instagram as well.
That's true, but yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. AJ, I'm sure everybody knows it at this point. AJ has had a very long and very, very successful career over there in Japan. And so, in my mind, it is absolutely perfect that he is the one sort of making the bridge, as well as EO as well. But anyway, speaking of AJ's former stomping grounds, let's talk about another one of his old stomping grounds. It's a promotion we don't get to talk about that much on this show. Let's talk about TNA for a while.
Did we not talk about them last week?
We talked about them for a little while, but we've mentioned more so their work with with NXT as of late. And we're going to be talking about that again, spoiler alert, for a little later on in this segment, but we gotta talk about TNA for a little while, and we gotta talk about a certain return of Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy back in TNA. Brother Nero. So for anybody who is not aware, last Friday, I believe, was the Against All Odds pay-per-view. Headlining that pay-per-view, Saturday? No, but this past weekend was the Against All Odds pay-per-view, headlined by the TNA World Championship match between the champion, Moose, another dude who I absolutely love over there in TNA, by the way. Absolutely love Moose. Phenomenal heel work. Phenomenal work as a heel over there. And I feel like it's a very uncontroversial topic when I say this. Matt Hardy's best character, hands down, Broken Matt Hardy.
I love Matt Hardy as a character. That's my proof right there. It's a very uncontroversial topic when I say that is his best character. His best character work, hands down. But anyway, after this match, we got a return. We got the return of Matt's brother Nero, aka Jeff Hardy, who had just recently allowed his contract with AEW to expire, I believe. Yes, that's why he didn't have a non-compete clause.
I forgot that he was even with them.
I think a lot of people wish that they forgot that he was with them. But I'm gonna start this off because I'm very much a Jeff Hardy fan, man. I love the Hardy Boys. I love their broken gimmick when they did it. God, how many years ago was it since they've been in TNA?
8
years. God damn it, I'm old.
I still quote the Final Deletion to this day.
Oh my god, Final Deletion was incredible.
It is unironically one of my favorite matches of all time.
It's probably that was, I can't even call it a wrestling match. That was cinema. That was pure cinema. Final Deletion.
That invented the cinematic match, the Final Deletion.
It did. But I was very much a fan of them when they did this 8 years ago. Been a fan of the Hardy Boys. God, like my whole life, basically at this point of being a wrestling fan, I've loved the Hardy Boys, which is why it broke my heart to see some of the personal struggles, let's say, with especially Jeff. It broke my heart to see, the arrests, the issues with drugs, everybody talks about the infamous match versus Sting.
Don't do that, kids.
But yeah, no, all of that. That's why all that stuff broke my heart, man, and especially to see his AEW run, which it had its high points, but God, it had a lot of low points, man.
He was going down some very similar paths there.
It was not. It breaks my heart every day. I get It's gotten bad to a point where I get nervous whenever I see Jeff Hardy's name pop up in social media posts or stuff like that. I get nervous. I get genuine anxiety when I see that man's name pop up on a post or a headline or something like that.
Oh God, did he overdose? Is what goes to your mind, probably.
I wouldn't.
It's a very reasonable fear to have.
I wouldn't go that extreme.
It's more of what? Oh God, what did he do now?
Yeah, it's definitely more of that. Like, it's never to the extreme. Like, I'm worried. Like, I'm gonna see that he passed or anything like that. God forbid, anything like that. But it just it breaks your heart.
It breaks your heart. Yeah.
Fuck off, Scott. Actually, you know what? You know what, Scott? You know what, Scott? Since you feel like talking, how about you give us your thoughts on this? Jeff Hardy's return to TNA, man. What you think?
All right. Well, surprisingly enough, I don't know why I got surprised that he appeared at TNA, knowing that wherever his brother's gonna go, he's gonna go. But there was one little thing that I especially liked, because Matt Hardy did an interview once and he was talking about how Jeff Hardy does his Swanton bombs now compared to what he usually used to do it, and that he would put more, you would call it pancaking, and you would put your whole body weight on the landing, when Jeff Hardy was like so masterful at it where you can look like he jumps on you and he just rolls off you instead of just of impact. And I especially looked at that when he did that move, and it was originally the old Matt. It was the old Jeff Hardy. It really shows that he's back to what he was. He's back to normal. He's not doing anything weird.
Thank God.
But this could be very interesting because yes, they're new into TNA, and we're currently just new into the bridge between TNA and NXT. So you can have a good idea what to do if you want to cross them over. Maybe have some deceiving because they're former like big WWE superstars, and have like deceive them and have like an invasion happen.
True, it's true.
See, God, I'm so glad you said that, because honestly, ever since they announced this this crossover deal that they've been doing with NXT and TNA, or as I've been calling it, the NXTNA crossover.
Nice.
Ever since they started this whole thing, my first thought was Invasion Angle. Where they're gonna do an Invasion Angle at some point. Like, it's gonna come down to it. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if maybe at like Survivor Series we have like a TNA team fucking show up for Survivor Series. That would be cool. So you have like Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and then TNA.
That would be sick.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Or you could even just do a generic WWE versus TNA.
I think more specifically, it should be focused towards NXT because that seems to be where all the focus is.
Yeah, so you could have like 2 Survivor Series matches, or well, there would have to be like 4 at that point, because then it would be Raw versus SmackDown, men's and women's. So that's already 2 matches, and then you could have the NXT versus TNA Survivor Series match.
Men and women, or?
Well, yeah, I would assume you would do like a men's and women's.
All right. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Unless they want to save that for like, they could do like a Survivor Series style match on an NXT pay-per-view that same weekend.
Could do something like that. Could do. Yeah, you could definitely do something like that.
But like, I think that would be a cool theory, like the cool thing to have, because like you could have like TNA invade NXT, and then TNA wins. Like they take over NXT, and then you could have like people from the main roster have to like go down to NXT to help them out or some shit like that.
What the WCW invasion should have been.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
This way it makes TNA look strong and they don't look like a bunch of fucking goobers coming in and getting their asses beat when they invaded.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, or at least make it look a lot more like, or at least like make it look a lot more competitive than it was.
That's what I'm saying. Like, have them beat the NXT guys out, and then they like the main roster, like they call up like Cody to come down and help them out on NXT or some shit. 'Cause he'll do it.
That's true.
Cody, you ended racism. Now you need to end invasions.
That would definitely be interesting. However, there's only one TNA wrestler that cannot lose no matter what, and that is Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry.
Okay, good.
Yes.
I was about to say, please tell me you're about to say Joe Hendry.
Oh, I am absolutely about to say Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry should dethrone Cody Rhodes for the Universal Championship.
Joe Hendry should have
100%.
if Roman had won back at WrestleMania, Joe Hendry should have been the guy to beat Roman for the title.
He would be our last hope.
And it's a hell of a good hope
see
to
the
have.
Universal Championship again because it's on TNA.
It's
Say his name. He is
speaking of which, Dom, have we put the Joe Hendry song on the board yet?
I have not been able to find a soundbite of it to put on the soundboard.
Serious?
I know, shockingly enough, no one's made a. I think because it's copyright.
I mean, like, that hasn't stopped people before. Like, we literally used The Rock's voice. Like,
yeah, but that's a soundbite from an episode of Monday Night Raw or SmackDown or something. You know, it's not like the Joe Hendry's theme song is like an actual song. So I don't know, but I don't know.
Lord,
It also depends on the people because, like, you know, people don't upload sound bites to like websites that I can download them from for free.
That tracks.
Because I ain't paying for that shit.
Yeah, we'll gotta figure something out with that because we need that on the soundboard. Definitely need that one on the soundboard. But
It also has to be shorter than 5 seconds, but that's besides the point.
True. But anyway, so yeah, Jeff Hardy's back, and back in perfect time because, as we mentioned, there is a NXT Battle Royal happening tomorrow night to decide the new number one contender for the NXT champion, Trick Williams title. And it was brought to our attention last week. Did we get to mention it last week on last week's episode?
We did very briefly. Cody Rhodes was on NXT last week, and he was simply there to make the announcement that the number one contender will be decided by a 25-man over-the-top battle royal. Many of them will be from the NXT locker room, and then in Cody's words, some will be from other locker rooms. So that has everybody up in arms, assuming
In which
it's going to be NXT and like TNA wrestlers. Because, you know, when they say other locker rooms, a lot of times you would assume, Raw or SmackDown because different locker rooms. But, you know, in the midst of this whole, you know, you just had Jordan Grace on NXT this past weekend. Oh my god, I can't think of her name. What the hell was her name?
Against Roxanne.
Tatum Paxley.
Oh, Tatum.
No,
Yes,
Tatum
Paxley was on Against All Odds.
On the pay-per-view to fight Jordan Grace.
True.
Because Jordan Grace issued an open challenge and Tatum Paxley arrived to...
The thing I'm focusing on is I don't know why Cody had to be the one that said that. Why couldn't it have been the obvious person? Like, yeah, but like if you're gonna put it on the NXT show, you should do like the person who's in charge of NXT. I mean, Shawn Michaels, it would have been just fine hearing it from his mouth.
Yeah,
it would have made more sense to be the one in charge.
Well, to be honest, it wouldn't have been Shawn. It would have been Ava.
Yeah, it would have been Ava. But here's the other thing. Even if they said Shawn Michaels, right? Who do you think draws more ratings on TV to NXT saying this person's going to be on the show?
At
Cody
this
Rhodes
very
or
moment.
Shawn Michaels?
At this very moment.
At this moment, it would be Cody Rhodes. But
There we go.
Exactly. So that's it. That's the whole reason they do it. He's the face of the company. He's the draw. You know, everyone expects to see Shawn Michaels on NXT. You don't expect to see the Universal Champion down on NXT.
Yeah. They do that specifically so it draws
all
more
for the ratings.
Scott.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
He's the new Super Cena. That's all it is. That's literally all it is. He's the new Super Cena. He's going to be everywhere. He's going to be in your face about it. Because he's the face of the company.
Yeah.
Now,
and to be honest, as he should be.
Exactly. The Universal Champion should be the face of the company.
True. But
If you want to show that off as your main title, then that should be your main guy.
Absolutely. Anyway, but as we've stated, if this is where they're going with this Battle Royal, who you guys want to see? Other than Joe Hendry.
Joe Hendry.
Oh, come on!
I mean, that's the giveaway. Let's be a little creative here.
I mean, honestly, I would love to see both the Hardys show up.
Matt and
just because they can.
That would be interesting.
Mustafa Ali. I like his new politician gimmick.
I could get behind Mustafa. He's been doing pretty damn well over there as of late. You know who I'd like to see, and because I've been following this guy for a little while. Speedball Mike Bailey. I think that would actually be a fun guy to have over there in the Battle Royal.
And probably, I mean, if I had to guess, since they had Jordan Grace challenge for the NXT Women's Championship, I wouldn't be shocked if they pulled Moose into that Battle Royal just because he's the men's champion there.
That could be interesting.
That's fair.
Do like a champion versus champion thing again.
Yeah, exactly. Or even just to have his presence there because he's such like a dominant heel.
He does do some phenomenal heel work over there, man.
You could also have Nick Nemeth pop over.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would actually be an interesting one. Oh
yeah, because you gotta remember, because now any former WWE guy that you have come over from TNA is basically gonna have Booker T having like an identity crisis the entire time, because as we saw during the NXT pay-per-view, Ash by Elegance, as she's known now, showed up to fight off Tatum Paxley at ringside, and Booker T slipped and called her Dana Brooke, which is who she formerly was when she worked for the WWE.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, like,
I think it would just be funny to watch Booker T have a conniption over like, what the hell is their name now?
I mean, they were about to give away the goat when Ethan Page showed up. Say, but then you used to be an A. No.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time WWE has brought up AEW before.
They have.
True.
Remember Sami Zayn did that, like, when he was, like, the conspiracy theory guy?
Yeah.
Before he joined the Bloodline, he did that. There was, like, the electric chair segment where, like, the audience was asking him questions.
It was such a weird segment, by the way.
I know, it was so stupid.
Electric chair.
But, like, he even made the thing. He goes, you guys can ask me anything. You could have even asked me about AEW. And, like, everybody, you know, he made, like, such a big deal out of it.
Everybody is like, oh, shit, he's getting controversial.
Obviously that was intended.
Oh man, he's wrestling Che Guevara. Oh no.
Oh god. Anyway, Scott, what about you, Scott? Who you want to see in the Battle Royal?
No, you pretty much named the people I wanted to name, but I'm just excited to have any TNA guy there, as long as one of them has like a deep run in the Battle Royal.
If they're not winning, they should at least be Final 2.
Or even
there at least should be one of them. Just make Dolph Ziggler, just make Nick Nemeth Final 2, and then bring back the Should Have Been Me character.
Dolph Nemeth?
And just have it on TNA, yeah.
Dolph Nemeth.
It should have been there!
I wouldn't mind that at all. But definitely going to be watching that. Definitely going to be looking forward to who's popping up in that Battle Royal. Alright.
I have a question for you guys.
What's up?
If this NXT WWE TNA partnership goes well, do you think this could end up with a TNA surprise entrance in the Rumble next year?
100%, because
absolutely.
We had that last
year. They've done it already.
Nah.
We've had that.
We had Jordan Grace in the Women's Rumble.
I want Joe Hendry in the Rumble.
He's gonna be the last
top you would get.
He's gonna be the last person to appear. You know that, right? He's probably gonna be the last person to appear.
Because someo's gonna say his name.
And he'll appear.
Because I believe in Joe Hendry.
It should be LA Knight. Because this sounds like something he would say. Like he would try to mention his own name and then his song pops up.
That would be an all-time Rumble moment.
That would be a phenomenal moment, and I think...
He's like, will you talk to me? And you can be like, and you say my name! And then you just hear it, bam, instantly.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
That was terrible.
Anyway.
That was very out of sync. You all sucked.
Anyway, moving on. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this episode, folks. We had a premium live event happen this past weekend.
Pay-per-view.
Clash at the Castle.
Pay-per-view, don't start with that shit.
We're not having this argument right now.
No, we're having this argument right now.
We don't have enough time for this
argument. But for the love of God,
we don't have enough time, but it's a perfect subject for this argument.
Okay, all right. You know what? You want to hash this out right now, Scott? Let's hash this out. They've been calling him this for like the past 3 years now. At first, I was annoyed at it too, but like, come on, build a bridge and get the fuck over it already.
Well, no, they have 30 more years until it surpasses the length that I've been calling it. So it's pay-per-view, no matter what. Francis, back me up here.
I'm just so used to calling them pay-per-views, man.
I am
sorry.
too, but you know what? Like, they've been calling them the same thing for like 3 years now. Like, this isn't even like this is the thing I don't understand. Why the two of you decide to be specifically annoying about this?
Oh, because it pisses you off and we think that's funny.
Oh, you know what? Fuck you.
I hope you sit on your keys.
Oh my God!
Sit on your keys.
Don, do you care enough to back anybody up in this conversation?
No.
All right. Well, there you go.
I knew you were gonna do that.
Anyway, Clash at the Castle.
So, yeah,
Clash at the Castle happened this past weekend. Shut up. And you know what? Definitely an interesting card. I would say definitely some interesting choices were made this past weekend. But before that, we did play our prediction game that does not have a name yet, but we will eventually figure out a name for it.
honestly, I'm just fine with just predictions. It's short, sweet, and to the point.
Anyway, we did some predictions, and Dom, do you have the results of our game?
Yes, I do indeed. I have them written down in my handy dandy notebook.
Yeah.
So I guess I will start from the top. So unfortunately, due to an ill-timed power outage, we didn't get to watch the first couple matches of the show, but we did watch the recaps and we did see everything that happened. So I believe opening the show was the
I Quit match.
The I Quit match.
It was the I Quit match.
Yeah, so we all predicted Cody was going to win. Surprise, surprise, Cody won. But from what I saw of the highlights, the match was A+.
So I did not have the same power problems that you guys had, but I'm gonna talk about this. The match was exactly what you thought it would be. You know, it was extreme. There was blood. Both of them busted open, I believe. It was an absolute banger of a match. You know, you don't get bad matches when you have Cody and AJ fighting each other. I especially liked the. We actually had a interesting moment here, folks. We had a moment where Cody's mom was at ringside. And when I first saw that his mother was at ringside, I'm like, no.
Yep.
No, they're not going to do what I think they're going to do.
Yep.
No, God. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Is it not like a written down rule that if you're going into an I Quit match, your family should stay as far away as humanly possible?
No, they need to watch you die. It's like an execution.
But I'm not even referring to that. It feels like every single time you mention that a family member is going to be there. Oh, gee, I wonder how he's going to make Cody say I quit. Oh, no, he's threatening his mom.
It's bad guy 101, dude.
Like rinse.
Come on, where have you been?
But anyway, surprisingly enough, there was a threatening of violence happening to her, but it did not happen.
You can't do that to Mama Rose.
And Cody made AJ say I quit by nearly crushing him with steel steps while he was handcuffed to the ropes.
I'm not gonna lie,
and then afterwards crushing him with the steel steps anyway.
Yeah. My favorite part of the match was when Cody threw a chair at AJ's head and he fell through a table.
He fell down from the top of the ropes and hit the side of the ring and then crashed into the table. That was amazing.
That was an incredible. That was an incredible moment there.
Also, Mama Rhodes slapped the ever living fuck out of AJ Styles.
Yes,
she slapped the taste out of his mouth. But overall, man, it's like I said, these guys don't have a bad match. However, what I am not particularly excited about is what happened afterwards, because as Cody was walking up the ramp,
oh god,
a looming Solo was waiting was behind him. He got attacked by the Tongas. God. I'm just gonna call him God for the sake of ease right now.
Yeah, I don't believe they gave them a name yet, other than just the blow.
They haven't. They've only been calling them the Tongas right now. But
I'm still calling them God.
Anyway, the two of them attacked them, and the fight was broken up when KO and Randy, the newly crowned team of RKO, which is
RKO, Let's Be Heroes,
which was as expected. So there's probably going to be like a 6-man. I'm expecting like a 6-man tag at Money in the Bank. But was even more
tonight on Raw.
Either or.
SmackDown.
More so for SmackDown. All of them are SmackDown wrestlers.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What I thought was more interesting, though.
Right, I forgot there's a brand split now.
What I thought was.
I know what Cap's not gonna like.
But anyway, I'm gonna.
Sorry to interrupt, Cap.
Hold on. Before anything else.
But guys, remember, a great show always has an intermission. And so we're going to continue with this never-ending story with the new bloodline. And we're going to have Cody's success throughout the entire year.
I told you not to get rid of the soundbite, Dom.
No, I had to.
It never goes away.
Are we going to have to bring back the never-ending story?
If it lasts longer than the next pay-per-view, 100%.
Yeah.
Did anyone ever tell you you're tone deaf?
Yes, you did multiple times.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie to you. We might have to bring it back, because if this is going down the road I'm thinking
you either get never-ending story or Joe Hendry. You can't have both.
I'm the host of the show. I can have both if I feel.
Well, we can't get Joe Henry, so bring back that soundbite.
Fucking soundboard then.
But anyway,
Scott brought up a good point. We can't get Joe Hendry, so we're probably gonna have to bring back Never-Ending Story.
Hey, Francis, do me a favor.
Yeah.
And he's kicked out of the thingy, and he's kicked out of the show again. I feel like I don't know if you understand that people don't see.
I knew you were going to do that, but I still laughed.
Anyway, you continue, Cap.
Anyway, the thing that I'm more so interested in was if y'all saw how intensely Randy was looking at that title as the camera faded to black.
I mean, it's Randy Orton. You can never really trust him 100%.
He looks at everything intensely.
Not even that. It's just like he could turn on you in a fucking dime.
Yeah.
He could. He absolutely could. But anyway, what did you guys think of this match? What the rest of you think of this segment?
I mean, from the highlights I liked it. I mean, I still have to watch the full match over, but from the clips that I saw, I liked it. But it's also, again, it's Cody and AJ. You can't imagine it would be bad.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely not. Scott, what you think?
Well, of course, the match is obviously going to be great because you had one of the two best currently on the roster right now, active on the roster right now, fighting for a title. But I especially liked how, Cody's putting a little spins in his face persona, in which I forgot who the person was. I think it was Ric Flair, but to say that we don't deserve to say the words heel or face, just shut the fuck up. Like, get your old ass to sit down and start watching wrestling instead of being in it because we don't want you anymore. But where I was coming from, I like the little twists Cody Rhodes is putting into his face persona. Like, normally you would have people just walk away after what AJ Styles did to you during the match. You'd be like, you know what, I'm better than that, let me walk away. But no, he's like, you know what, you need to be taught a lesson. Even though I beat you, it wasn't enough. Let me just bash you in the face for good measure.
He's like, actually, you know what? No, you threatened my mom, so...
You die a violent death.
Yeah, but I will agree, because, I think... I think we would agree if, our moms got threatened by a guy. We probably smashed some steel steps on the guy, too.
Yeah.
And maybe drive a four-wheeler over his head.
But, regardless, like, he feels... Yes. I do enjoy it because it feels more... he feels natural. More real, more natural, Like...
Exactly.
But yeah, I agree. Like, I do like that it's not a...
It's justifiable,
Not... My whole thing was, like, that he's not, like, a vanilla baby face. Like, he's not, like, cookie cutter. He's very... skating the line of babyface and like kind of tweener.
It's almost
if Cody wanted to, he could very much be an anti-hero.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And I think honestly, that's what he's going for, in my opinion, because he doesn't do like babyface things. He's not. Especially now he has the title. He's not the sympathetic babyface. He's just the good guy.
Yeah.
True. Dare I say,
like
and dare I give
justice,
him to the
but
joke.
There are some lines he will cross.
Exactly.
Dare I say, and dare I give him to the joke, very Homelander-esque.
Nothing like Homelander.
You can't tell me that's not what he's fucking trying to emulate with his gear.
Look-wise, absolutely. Character-wise, no.
Okay, definitely not character-wise.
No, I'm talking about just the look.
Oh, yeah, no, the look, absolutely.
Definitely the look. Absolutely the look. What about the after segment? Are we all excited for Cody versus Solo, or I should say Cody, Randy, and Kev versus Bloodline? I should say.
I mean, I can't imagine it would be a bad match, but like we've seen it already.
Yeah, I think.
But
we have.
I get it. You have to establish Solo as the new tribal chief.
Yeah. So. We're just getting the dollar store version of the last year's story.
Like, goddamn, they are trying. They.
But yeah, so
Lord help them.
Moving on to the next match, we had the Women's Tag Team Championship match, which was Bianca and Jade defending their titles against Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark, and Alba Fire and Isla Dawn.
Fire and Desire.
Yes. The natives, the Scottish natives of Fire and Desire, walked away with those titles.
A win absolutely none of us saw coming.
No, because everybody but Cap picked Bianca and Jade to defend. Cap picked Shayna and Zoe and doubled down twice that they would pin Fire and Desire and Bianca and Jade would split. Neither one of those things happened.
Boy, don't you look like a geek.
No, I look like a guy who's understanding the inevitable outcome
he is
of all
the
this.
Francis, you really don't think when you speak, because he's still the only one that got a point off of this.
No, we didn't.
No, I didn't. I got nothing.
Didn't you pick Fire and Desire to win those, though?
No, I picked Zoe and Shayna.
Scott, do you fucking listen to anything?
You literally just said it like 10 seconds ago.
You did.
He picked Shayna Baszler.
Yeah, Shayna Baszler.
I don't know what's going on with him right now.
What the fuck are you going on with?
I don't know. I think Scott's like having a stroke right now or something.
No, he's probably high as fuck. That's why.
Just continue. No, not really.
All right.
So maybe that's why you're fucking retarded.
All right. Anyway.
So yeah. Sorry. The Fire and Desire took over right at the end of the. I mean, from what I've seen, it was like a very good back and forth match. It had typical 3-way tag team match. It was a little chaotic. There was
a lot of fun spots.
There's a lot of fun spots going around. Some 450s.
It stopped being a 3-way tag match after like 5 minutes, like always.
Yeah, exactly.
Or were they all just in the ring?
No, it was a triple threat, so they were just they qualifications. They just kind of run around.
Oh, all right. Yeah. I thought it was like they had to tag in.
No, they do still technically have to tag in. It wasn't like a tornado tag match, but.
All right, well, yeah.
You know how it is. Like, they're not going to get disqualified if they run into the ring.
Yeah, true.
But anyway,
I mean, they're trying their best with that title. It's really, I mean, it was a smart move to get rid of the 24/7, but I feel like they should have gotten rid of this because there is like the tag titles. The women's tag titles was a good idea because we had such a big roster. But
and then they cut like
all the honest,
tag teams.
Yeah, but to be honest, it kind of cut down a lot of the solo competitors because I keep seeing the same like 3 or 4 women competitors. They're still like going around in circles between who's getting that title.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like the women's tag titles haven't really meant much since the Iconics left. They were like the one team that held that title that was like made the titles feel good. Like they were meant something.
It's kind of that's kind of true. Yeah, I would agree with that. But they did try with Bianca and Jade, and to be honest, I don't think they had a bad run with them.
They absolutely did not.
See, here's my issue with the women's tag titles. Like, they'll put them on people who could probably elevate them and make them feel important, and then just don't book them to be on TV.
I think the reason for that is because I think secretly,
but not a lot.
I think having top main stars, I feel like the worst type of tag teams out there were the ones where there were 2 solo type stars just random tag teams together.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
I mean, I could be wrong, but if you think about the great women's tag teams, they were normally like factions together.
Pause. Hold on. Pause for a second, because Scott, I'm actually amazed that you're the one to say that, because aren't you the one that said you wanted more like of these, random superstars to like join forces, become a tag team, similar to like a Kane Big Show type situation?
Yeah, but I did say that, but after a while, just seeing it, it just can't work. I don't know what it's about, but it's something with I don't know. It's just for some reason the women wrestlers can't really put that together. It's like their personalities like. I don't know, it just feels like it's like boring because they all try to act like best friends instead of trying to form something. Like when Chuck Palumbo, those were 2 solo stars that got put together and they had their own random theme into it that kind of made it interesting. I feel like they're just putting best friends together and be like, oh, haha, we're best friends, let's win a title. And it's not interesting.
See, I have to agree with you there on that one. I feel like it's also just because like a lot of women especially like the women that have been in the industry for a while, they were taught to wrestle for themselves, not tag teams. They didn't do a lot of tag team wrestling because that, it wasn't necessary.
Yeah.
Because if you want to win a title, you need to be a solo star because there's no women's tag titles. Now there is. So it's I feel like it's new for everybody. They're trying to kind of get that across. But
I agree.
But that's why the Iconics were so good with those titles because they came in as a tag team.
Okay, so
they weren't two individual superstars that just got slapped together.
Okay, so
they were.
So then let me put this on you then. Yes, there have been a lot of randomized matching of women and putting them into a team, specifically when it comes to this title. However, they didn't start off like this, but Isla and Alba have been a tag team, like a genuine tag team for quite a while now. If I'm not mistaken, they were champions at some point.
Yes, I believe so.
So my thing is with this, since these are two women that understand what it means to be in a tag team, can we actually look forward to this run of Alba?
Oh yeah, I would like to see
these
what
are
they
two,
do with it.
Because these are two women that have been a dedicated team for a while now.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm very optimistic about what they can do with these titles because I'm hoping this means maybe they'll do kind of what the Iconics were doing, which is it was taxing, yes, but seeing them show up on Raw and then maybe they'll show up on NXT and have a match and then take a week off and then they're on SmackDown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be a little all over the place. Make the titles feel important. Don't make them feel it's just here. Oh, there's those titles. They have a title match for the first time in 3 months.
Yeah, I think it comes down to the simple matter of fact is if you want these titles to feel important, you got to put them on TV. You got to put them. You got to have them wrestling. You got to have them in matches. You got to have them. More importantly, you have to have them win matches.
Yeah, and not singles matches where it's because that's the other thing that drove me crazy with the women's tag titles. It's you would slap the women's tag titles on the Kabuki Warriors, right? And then every week it's here the first week on Raw, Asuka has a match with whoever. And then the week after that, Kairi has a match with somebody else. But I'm why aren't they having tag team matches? They're the tag team champions.
Yeah, no. You want
that's like going on Raw, and it's okay, R-Truth has a match tonight against whoever, and then the following week, The Miz has a singles match. What's the point of making them tag team champions if they're not going to have tag team matches?
I agree. With that I agree. But to be honest, if you are gonna do something like this, all I'm gonna say is you better be willing to do something with them.
Yeah. So anyway, we had that match. After that was the Intercontinental Championship match, and boy, were we wrong.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna let you guys go into this because I actually got a lot to say about this match.
I'm upset that I didn't choose Sami Zayn like I should have instead of being I don't know who, because I should have just said Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I should have been it was painfully obvious it was Sami Zayn. I don't know why I
so for reference, Scott said that Chad Gable would win via disqualification because Otis would have turned on him and attacked him in the ring.
I keep trying to push his
causing Sami Zayn to retain the title. Everybody else just picked Chad Gable to win because he should have won, in my opinion. I think he won this match or he doesn't challenge for the Intercontinental Championship again because it's just old at this point. And it's like, if you're gonna do it, when are you pulling the trigger? Like, what are we waiting for?
I have to see if they're making if he keeps losing after he turned heel turn and he hasn't been able to win a match. So unless there's only one option, I'm thinking that they could save this heel turn, and it's you just have Chad Gable snap on Otis and
beat the hell out of him. Yeah,
he has to go crazy, beat the hell out of him, show dominance that you are an Olympic athlete. Honestly, that's the only way to save it at this point.
I think what they need to do is, like, Gable needs to basically kick the Alpha Academy out.
Or start from
Otis is Gable next pay-per-view.
Kick out Otis, kick out Tozawa, kick out Maxime, right? And be like, you're done, you're out of the Alpha Academy, you're garbage, you're trash. Like, have him belittle them. And he's like, because you know what? I have 2 new students, 2 new people who are gonna help me be when exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth, and it's gonna be the Creed brothers.
And we haven't been seeing them on TV, so
WWE keeps showing Gable like training with them, and he's like buddy with them, and this and that, and it's like it would make sense.
Yeah,
because and then you have the Creed brothers in with the Alpha Academy, and it's the 3 of them, right? It's the Creed brothers and Gable. They need to be absolutely ruthless, absolutely unstoppable. They need to run roughshod over the mid card.
I'm gonna be honest. Well, actually, Francis. Before I give my take, what are your thoughts?
It's basically the same. I was very much hoping for the rise of Perk Gable, and everything about the match itself was great. It's just I didn't like that it ended in no disrespect to Sammy or anything. I guess the only original thing I could add was like, while having Perk Gable team up with the Creed brothers would be really cool, I would much prefer to see him as a solo act, but that's just me.
Right. Saying like he would still be a solo wrestler. He would just be like he would have solo matches, and then like Creeds would like do tag teams, and like he'll just be in their corner because he's their coach, their mentor. Like they're still stable, like they're a faction, not just a 3-way tag team.
Like Team Angle back in the 2000s when
exactly more Team Angle, less New Day.
All right,
no,
get behind that.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna give my take here. Match was phenomenal, but I really need to know
AJ Styles.
What the hell are we doing here? What are we doing?
We're doing a podcast on wrestling.
I'm not talking about us, idiot. I'm talking about.
He wants to know, why aren't they pulling the trigger on Perk?
Why are we not pulling the trigger on this man already?
It's because you keep putting him on the same match, the same person, every fucking week. It's really, really hurting everything. Not making them move on. You should have moved on. You should have turned heel and moved on from Sami Zayn. Not turn heel and continue to go after Sami Zayn.
I get it. Like, you want to. He's determined to win that title, so he's just going to keep trying until the ultimatum happens, because it's like it either gets to a point where Gable wins the title, or Sammy gives him the ultimatum on a match and says, if you don't win, you can no longer challenge me.
Yeah, but okay, so like here's my thing though, like I understand he has he just signed an extension, he just signed a new contract with WWE. I'm very happy to see that he's staying, but like I said it on our predictions episode. This was a must win for Chad. Like this particular match, this was a must win for Chad, man. Because like I want to like this new heel gimmick. I want to like it, but here's the problem: the man keeps losing. Yeah. And the reality is, nobody is going to take this guy seriously if he keeps losing. You want to do this, do it right. He should have won.
Yeah.
So like what? So
And it's
what
not
are
like
we
he's-
doing?
Yeah, and it's not like he's having matches in between
No,
title shots. It's just him cutting promos and shitting on Otis.
like,
And
and you know
then
that,
losing.
and you know there's entertainment value in that, I guess. But then the guy comes out and he loses.
But you gotta like let him win a match or two in between. Something, anything.
Jesus
You know,
Christ!
have him go up against some jobber that he taps out in like 5 seconds.
Have him break a guy's leg.
Have him.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you could
Yeah.
have him fucking like belittle Otis and be like, "Give me a match. I want a match right now." And they send out some jobber, poor schmuck, local kid from whatever indie promotion town they're in,
He breaks his leg.
and
Breaks his
kayfabe breaks his ankle, taps him out in like 5 seconds, and he looks at Otis and is like, "See, that's how you win a match."
But like we're not.
You know, because yeah,
Just have him be an out-and-out psychopath.
exactly.
But like they're not even going that far. Like
No.
they're just like
They're just having him shit on Otis.
he shits on Otis, and then that's it. Like, you know, he shits on
I
Alpha
have
Academy.
I have a feeling I know where this is going, and I'm pretty sure it's close to what I said. Like, I'm pretty sure Otis. I don't think he's gonna kick Otis and Maxine and them out. I think they're gonna leave. Like, Otis is gonna be like, "Come on, we're leaving." Especially after the match at Clash at the Castle, where, you know, even though it was Sammy's fault, Otis only saw Gable hit Maxine in the back of the leg and her bad foot. Kayfabe bad foot.
I mean, man, you know, overall
So
it
it's
was a
like, I
perfect.
wouldn't be shocked if he leaves and then he takes in the Creeds, and then you can have Otis and Gable feud for a little bit, and then maybe, like, I think it would be really funny if they have Gable feuding with Otis, and then Otis wins the Intercontinental Championship from Sami Zayn.
At this point, at least it'd be at this point, at least that'd be something different.
Because at least this way, not even that, it's also like the major, like the biggest fucking cock slap in the face.
Yeah.
Overall,
To say, like, hey, look, I just did the thing that you couldn't do after like 4 tries.
I don't know, man. Look, here's the bottom line. And this is just a personal for me. I want to like this heel run, man. I really do. But until until this man starts showing me something, I don't know. I
Yeah.
have to consider this a failure right now.
No, I agree.
Until he starts showing me, until they start
Gable
showing me
looks like a
something
giant
here,
goober until he gets a win.
I gotta.
Gable looks like an absolute geed, yes.
Yeah, that's the bottom line, man.
Yeah, because Stone Cold said so.
You beat me by 1 second.
Those are
Alright, so the
captain's
next
orders.
match that we had was the Women's Championship. Bailey versus Piper Niven, another local to Scotland. As we saw, Piper Niven was escorted to ringside by Chelsea Green, which was very interesting. She got kicked out of ringside very quickly in the match, and then came back with a luchador mask and got kicked out again.
which was funny as hell to me, man, personally.
It was very funny. But other than that, I mean, the match was honestly, in my opinion, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I thought it was a perfectly good match. I thought that, you know what? I give her this. Piper looked very strong in this match.
She did, even though she did wind up walking away with the loss. Like, she looked very strong, very formidable. Like, Bailey made her look good. She made Bailey look good.
Yeah.
And that's what you need in a wrestling match. You know, make each other look good.
And you know what? It's to
And
a
this
point
way-
that. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Oh, sorry. No, yeah, like, you know, you make each other look good this way. You know, no matter who wins, it's like you can't complain about it, really. Like, I'm sure the crowd could complain, you know, because they didn't have their hometown person win. But I thought it was an excellent match.
I thought it was a very good match, and you know what? It did something else that I will admit right now. It made me kind of want to see them do it again.
Oh, yeah, I would
kinda
gladly see
wanna-
another one.
I kind of want to see them run this back, to be honest with you. I would not be mad at this. Scott,
Only
you're
one
very
star.
quiet. What do you got to say?
No, I got I'm nothing. I mean, yeah, no, it was a great match. I mean, Bailey never. I feel like Bailey never disappoints when she has a wrestling match. I've never really seen a match where Bailey is like, oh, that was just bad. And I think I said it last week. Piper Nevin's gonna be that person that she always puts on a good match. It's good to know that we have a big. I would say a big man, but people obviously know what I'm talking about. It's obviously good we have a big man who's not really dangerous and who's actually entertaining.
It's basically a safer Nia Jax.
Yes, is basically what
Yeah.
it's trying to say.
Yes, that's actually perfect.
And she got introduced like Santino, so it was random. So it was like, all right, let's see how it is, and it's actually turning out pretty well.
Yeah.
I agree.
What about you, Frank?
Same, honest. It was perfectly serviceable. It hit every point we wanted it to. We all knew Bailey was going to win, and Bailey won. The Piper looked great, and that's it. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
And then, which brings us to the final match of the night, the main event, the match we were all waiting for. The Scottish psychopath, the big handsome bastard from Scotland, Drew McIntyre, versus Damian Priest, or as Francis likes to call him, the Cuntertaker.
I'm not the only one.
I know you're not.
Well,
What?
no, continue.
Okay.
Oh, you finished it.
Honestly, this was my favorite match of the night, in my opinion. Like, say what you will about Damian Priest and everything, I think he's doing a great job as a champion. The match was phenomenal. There was a moment during the middle of the match where he went to do a dive to the outside and his foot got caught up in the top middle rope.
Oh yeah, that
because-
looked nasty.
So, from what I saw online afterwards, that even in the beginning of the match, the referee pointed out to AJ that the ropes were too loose. So to be careful when he does the phenomenal forearm, and you could see it through the night when wrestlers were hitting the ropes. You could see there was a lot of flex.
I believe
those ropes.
Jade got screwed up on that as well.
Jade got messed up with that too. She slipped right off because they weren't as tight as they usually are. So I watched it back in like slow motion just to see like what exactly happened. If it was like, because sometimes they do that stuff on purpose and like just for the pop and like, but you could tell this was like not meant to happen.
Yeah.
Damian stepped on the middle rope because he was going to use that to like kind of springboard himself out to the outside, and his foot slipped and fell out of the ring from the inside, and then as he tumbled over the top rope, it wrapped up his ankle and held him there.
Yeah.
Backstage reports obviously say no, there was no injury to Damian. He was actually perfectly fine. To the point
Triple
where
H was surprised he was fine.
yeah, he was walking perfectly normally at the end of it, like when he went backstage. So all the limping and selling that was just all a work. Like the fact that he basically wrestled the rest of that match on one foot was entirely a work.
That's a hell of a work.
And he's been, according to backstage reports, that he's been commended and complimented for thinking on the fly like that and just selling that for the rest of the match. I mean, the fact that he even hit a fucking razor's edge on one foot.
Hey,
Like I said, like Damian Priest, like yes, I think he had a slow start as the heavyweight champion, but I think we're in for a very interesting title run because the guy puts on great matches. He really does.
yeah, just
He always has good matches, in my opinion. Like, yes, sometimes they don't always hit home like the way they should, but like he puts on really good matches, and him and Drew put on a fucking absolute banger, in my opinion.
it was an absolute phenomenal match. But hold on, I gotta because I'm having a difficulty wrapping my head around what you just said. That was a work.
That was a work.
Whole.
Him hobbling around on one foot was entirely a work.
Well, you know what? Not only does this man deserve the world title, he deserves a fucking Oscar after that, man. If that's a work,
Yeah,
that's a
he
work.
deserves an award, the best seller of the year.
That might be the best sell of an injury that I have ever seen. That was incredible. If that was
I
work.
legitimately thought he was hurt.
I thought he was
for the rest of that
injured,
match.
and it's not far-fetched to believe that he was.
I saw a video of him backstage after the match, and he was walking like nothing happened.
Yeah, he was limping during the press conference too.
Yeah.
Like he was selling that even in the press. That is
Yes, because
phenomenal.
kayfabe is still alive. It's on life support, but it's still alive.
I swear to God, it is. That was phenomenal. That is
AJ
phenomenal selling.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my God, that's incredible, man. But anyway,
But yeah, as we saw through the match, and here's where Scott pulled away. So at the moment, before we get to the conclusion of this match, we are all tied at 2. So keep that in mind here. This is where Scott pulls away from the match. And winds
God
up,
damn you.
spoiler alert, being our winner for this pay-per-view. We went into the end, the end of the match, and an unintentional collision knocked out the referee.
Referee gets knocked out at a crucial point in match.
Yes, exactly. Drew McIntyre goes for the cover. He hits his claymore, and he drapes his arm over Damian to pin him. And I think the crowd counted to 7. By the time we had a new referee running to the ring, the referee slides into the ring, counts 1, counts 2, and then just stops entirely, even though Damian didn't kick out. Drew looks up from the pin, and who is sitting there laughing in his face wearing a referee shirt? But CM motherfucking Punk.
okay.
But
All right, let me say something, man. God damn, am I starting to feel bad for this man? God damn, am I starting to feel bad for Drew, man?
Drew then went to basically choke CM Punk, Homer Simpson style,
to death.
like full arm extension, double hands around the neck.
why you
Yeah, exactly. So CM Punk did what any of us would do in that situation when you have a 6'4" angry Scottish man choking you. You kick him in the dick.
That is the most logical response.
Yeah.
quickest way to end the fight?
So, yeah. Kicks him in the nuts. Runs out of the ring. Priest hits him with the South of Heaven choke slam. One referee finals just so happens to be stumbling to his feet at that moment. Counts to 3. Damian Priest is your new you're still your heavyweight champion. And Scott was the only person to pick him. Scott picked Damian Priest. He also doubled down, earning him an extra point, even though he didn't need it. Because he had said that CM Punk would cost Drew the title. That is.
All right, let me put in
your
because
thoughts on this, Scott.
these are being as the only person who saw the obvious answer, which I was so fucking surprised all 3 of you blindly picked Drew McIntyre, because as much as we just started going across seas to have these pay-per-views, there's one downside, and that's the fact that when you purposely have match with hometown heroes, they most likely are going to lose if they're not a part of the United States hometown hero. So the fact that we had 3 people from that town and one of them won, but it was really funny. I know Cap hates this the most, but I like to believe that I can predict some things, and I was completely on the money about what was going to happen, obviously, because wow. Sorry, we had said breaking news, which is going to be surprising, but But yeah, this match was amazing. Once I saw the ref stop, I just started laughing because it was CM Punk. But
to be honest with you, the second I saw the hair from the back of his head, I could tell it was CM Punk. I was like,
I could tell it was CM Punk when I saw the Nikes. What ref is wearing Air Jordans? Like, come on.
Air Jordans in a long sleeve shirt.
Yeah, what ref?
Jordans are what gave it away to me.
Oh, and sorry
for
for the breaking news and surprising news, because I didn't expect this. Seth Rollins has made his first appearance since WrestleMania.
Oh God!
On tonight's show.
What the hell's he doing?
He cannot be medically cleared.
There's a video. I'm not gonna go into it because we're don't feel like listening to it right now. But yeah, he starts off the show. It looks like.
Okay, so I'll give my take on it.
Didn't say anything detailed, but yeah.
Alright, so I'll give my take on the match now. I thought it was a phenomenal match. I'm really starting to feel bad for Drew here, man. Like, I really, like... Come on, man. Really? Like, come on.
We should have seen this coming.
We should have, we really should have, but... in hindsight, it makes sense. It also makes sense if, we find out later on that Drew McIntyre snapped and killed a man backstage.
Also, to kind of piggyback off of what Scott's announcement, I just checked Twitter, or X, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Seth Rollins and Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship at Money in the Bank is official.
No.
Yes.
No. Oh my God.
Wait, say that again? Who's in Money in the Bank?
Seth Rollins and Damian Priest have a championship match at Money in the Bank.
Oh God, I didn't think you were going to be back that quick, honestly.
Dude, there's no way in hell he is medically cleared to be back here.
He might not be cleared yet, but he probably will be in 3 weeks.
Oh my.
That's upset.
Listen, it's Seth Rollins. You had to know he was going to do this.
This man's going to wrestle himself into a goddamn grave. I swear to God.
And he will do it with a smile on his face.
Laughing.
He's not going to win.
Sing,
No, I don't think he'll win because they'll have the Judgment Day is going to kind of fuck with him.
No. That title's going to be lost at SummerSlam, and he's going to lose it to Gunther. That's the next title holder. So.
Or even worse,
Or
even worse for his health, Seth Rollins wins, and then he's got to be the guy to fight Gunther.
Oh God, he's gonna have a broken chest as long as his foot with his knee.
A broken chest? Scott, Gunther is going to murder him. He might just murder the man. I don't even think he's gonna try. I think it's just gonna happen. Oh my God, man. Alright, folks. More conversation on this on next week's episode. So overall, like I said, definitely interesting pay-per-view.
I liked it. It was a lot of fun.
Certain things I enjoyed about it, certain things not so much. It is what it is, man. So anyway, that's going to wrap up this week's episode of The Push. Be sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram at The Push Wrestling. And please be sure to like and subscribe to The Push on YouTube for more weekly podcast episodes. But for all of us here at The Push, my name is Cap.
I'm Dom.
I'm Scott.
And I'm Francis.
Ring that bell for me, Dom.
Sorry, I wasn't ready.